Welcome to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. Thank you for joining us today. We have important development from across South Sudan. In today's report, we will look at three major stories making headline. In this report, first we will look at lawmakers from the Greater People Administrative Area are demanding an investigation into the killing of the Capoeira East County Commissioner in Kasangor. Second, we'll talk about the government of South Sudan and the United Nations have renewed their commitment to help thousands of displaced citizens return to normal life. And third, we'll talk about 7 people have been killed and many others injured in separate security incident reported in Western Bahr el Ghazal state. Before we proceed, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with lawmakers demand investigation into the Kasangor killing. Lawmakers representing the Greater People Administrative Area have called for a parliamentary investigation into the killing of Capoeira East County Commissioner Stephen Lowosio Lomogin. The commissioner lost his life on June 12, 2026 during officials' visit to Kasangor, an area whose ownership remained disputed between Eastern Equatoria State and the Greater People Administrative Area. Well, speaking during a press conference in Juba, members of the Greater People Caucus say the incident has raised serious concern and deserved an independent investigation. The lawmaker argued the Council of State, which serves as the upper hours of Parliament, to create a special committee that can travel to Kasangor and collect facts about what happened. According to the caucus leadership, the commissioner was a government official carrying out his duties, and therefore the circumstances surrounding his death must be fully investigated. The lawmakers also requested that leaders from both Eastern Equatoria State and the Greater People Administrative Area be summoned to explain the event that led to the violence. One of the major issues discussed was the long-standing dispute over Kasangor. Representatives from Greater People insisted that Kasangor is part of Buma County and belong to their administrative area. They argued that this position has been known for many years and should not be questioned. The lawmaker also defended visit made by senior officials from the Greater People Administrative Area to Kasangor, saying they do not need permission to visit communities living within their area. Another issue raised during the press conference concerned the identity of the people living in Kasangor. The caucus rejected claim that the conflict involved Murele residents. According to the lawmakers, the majority of people living in Kasangor are members of the J community who are linked to the Taposa ethnic group. They explained that many J families settled in the area during past conflict and have lived there for decades. Members of the caucus also challenged a report that the commissioner was attacked by Murle youth. They stated that there are very few Murle residents in the area and argued that media reports should accurately reflect the local population. Meanwhile, civil society activist Edmund Yakani expressed concern about the growing tension surrounding the incident. Yakani said communities living near the border between Eastern Equatoria and Pibor have historically coexisted peacefully. He noted that cases involving targeted killing of leaders have not been common in the area. According to Yakani, the incident appeared to have political dimension and should not be used to create hostilities between communities. Yakani appealed to leaders and citizens to avoid spreading message that could increase tension. Yakani also supported call for a parliamentary investigation and urged authorities to establish the truth as quickly as possible. Many South Sudanese are now waiting to see whether Parliament will approve the proposed fact-finding mission. The outcome of the investigation could help clarify what happened and reduce tension in the disputed area. Let's move on to our second top story. Government and United Nations renew support for displaced citizens in South Sudan. According to the report, or in another important development, the government of South Sudan and the United Nations have reaffirmed their commitment to helping thousands of displaced people find permanent solution to their situation. The announcement was made during the second steering committee meeting on durable solution held in Juba. The meeting brought together government, minister, state authorities, representative of the United States, of the United Nations, humanitarian organization, development partner, and donors. Participants review progress made since the first meeting held earlier this year. Officials report that many South Sudanese families remain displaced after a year of conflict, flooding, and other crises. According to figures presented during the meeting, more than 2.5 million people remain internally displaced across South Sudan. More than 2.5 million people remain internally displaced across South Sudan. Nearly 1 million of these people continue to live in camp or displaced site. Many families have spent years away from their home and continue to face challenges related to housing, education, healthcare, and employment. Government officials said helping displaced people return home safely remain a national priority. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management stated that every year spent in displacement delay opportunities for families to rebuild their life. He reaffirmed the government commitment to creating conditions that allow citizens to return voluntarily and safely to their communities. The meeting also highlighted progress made through South Sudan National Durable Solution Strategy. Officials say thousands of people have already returned, resettled, or reintegrated into communities where conditions have improved. In Unity State, many families have begun rebuilding their life on land that was previously affected by flooding. In Western Bahr el Ghazal, former residents of displacement camp have started new life in their communities. Additional progress has also been recorded in Upper State, according to the information. Representative from the United Nations praised the effort being made by government and local communities. They emphasize that long-term peace and stability are essential for successful reintegration. Officials noted that durable solutions involve much more than simply returning home. Communities need school, health facilities, road, clean water, security, housing, and economic opportunities. They also require legal support related to land ownership and property rights. The United Nations pledged to continue working with the government and local partners to achieve the goal of helping at least 60,000 displaced people move toward permanent solution before the end of the year. Observers say this effort will require sustained cooperation, resources, and improvement in security across the country. Let's move on to our third top story. 7 killed in security incident in Western Bahr el Ghazal state. This is a heartbreaking report. Authorities in Western Bahr el Ghazal state have reported that 7 people were killed and 16 others injured in 2 separate incidents over the weekend. Police officials say the incident occurred in Raja County and Ju River County. The first incident involved a motorcycle rider who was reportedly attacked by passengers. According to police, the rider was stabbed and later died while being transported to a medical facility. Several other individuals were injured during the incident. Authorities said most of the injured were Sudanese national, while others were South Sudanese citizens. One of the injured victims later died, increasing the death toll from that incident. In separate case, army cattle raid attacked cattle camp in the Manyang area of Ju River County. police reported that the attackers stole more than 80 head of cattle. During the raid, 5 members of the local community were killed. Security forces have since been deployed to the affected areas. Police said investigations are ongoing and efforts are being made to identify and arrest those responsible. Authorities have urged residents to remain calm and cooperate with security personnel by sharing information that could help investigators. Community leaders have also called for stronger measures to prevent cattle-related violence, which continue to affect several regions of South Sudan. Many citizens hope that increased security operation will help prevent future attacks and improve safety for local communities. In conclusion, these are the major developments making headlines across South Sudan today. Lawmakers are pushing for an investigation into the Kasangor killing. The government and the United Nations are working to support displaced families, and security forces are responding to deadly incident in Western Bahr el Ghazal. Thank you for watching Changfied YouTube channel. If you are new to Changfied, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next video.